Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and today I'm doing a no-run-through review for Spider. I think this is Spider. I think it's how it's supposed to be pronounced. One of the newest heroes for Marvel Champions. And you might be thinking, oh, hey, so that's two champions. And you would be wrong, you idiot. That is the same character, but they have it to where she, as Penny Parker, actually jumps into and out of the suit. Why? I don't know, honestly. I think it's just, to be honest, I really don't know. The system doesn't do a whole lot with that, but it's just kind of weird. So let's just go ahead and talk about her. First, my impressions. I think she's great. This is actually a really fun character. Reminds me a little bit more of like Iron Man, Black Panther kind of style, where she doesn't have a whole lot of single cards that are like super amazing. So she's just trying to be built up to be able to be kind of disgusting, but she does it in a very different way, I think. And so let's go ahead and talk about her. Well, as Penny Parker, she has 4 recovery, 4 hand size, but 14 health. So she actually has quite a lot of health. And her ability is, well, you set the suit up on its inactive side, and then as an alter ego action, you can exhaust the suit to draw 2 cards. So really, she has inherent hand size of 6, but you do have to exhaust the suit. Now, the way the suit works is whenever you flip into your hero side, you have to basically flip your actual spider suit and attach it. So, you can do it like this or like that. It's really however you attach cards. Because she's technically now an upgrade to the suit, and this says its printed text box can never be blank. And then as a force interrupt, when you flip to this side, flip the suit to its active side, attach this card to the suit, moving all counters on this card and or all cards attached to it to the suit. And then the spider suit has an ability called sync ratio. That is, you exhaust each interface upgrade you control and generate that upgrade's resources. Now, in 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense, but it goes down to a hand size of 3. So she is very reliant on a lot of cards in her deck to be strong. Because otherwise, I felt that she was kind of slow going. But the first time I played her, I thought that this ability was like only a one-time thing. So I was like, oh my god, how the hell do I play cards? And I realized, oh no, like as soon as you get a bunch of interfaces out, you can just exhaust them all to generate a bunch of resources to play more cards. So she's a slow burn character. Now, let's take a look at some of her cards that utilize her interface ability. So, well, first of all, like, you gotta think, it doesn't specifically state in the rules, but this is how I played it. Whenever you're in alter ego form and you exhaust the suit to be able to draw 2 cards, and then you swap to hero form, I'm pretty sure that you swap exhausted, like you don't ready them, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense to just exhaust the suit just to get 2 cards. So that is kind of a thing you have to keep in mind. If you want to draw 2 cards, you have to go into your hero state exhausted. Not that you can't play a bunch of cards and do anything while exhausted, but you can't attack or thwart or anything like that, which again is kind of her build. This is already a pretty good ability set, 2, 2, and 2, and she only accentuates that with her interfaces. But if you do want to get more cards in your hand, there's a couple ways that you can go around it. So the first one is Aunt May and Uncle Ben. How nice. He's alive and doing well. But you exhaust this and you discard the top 2 cards of your deck, or the top 3 if you're in alter ego form, and you put in each spider card that you discard that way into your hand. It's risky, it's lucky, because if you don't draw any, then you just discard the 2 cards. But at the same time, a lot of her cards in her deck, her pre-con deck, are meant to just be very defensive. Like, I didn't really pull any out, but Energy Barrier, 3 reflection counters. When you would take any amount of damage, remove 1 reflection counter, prevent 1 damage, and deal that much damage back to the enemy. Let's see. So there's a bunch of those. You can get... where was it? You can... thwip, 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 thwip. Right there. That one is you deal 1 damage to a web character you control and place 2 stun cards up to 2 enemies so they just don't attack you. Then there is Force Field Generator. That one you put 6 energy counters. When you take any damage, you discard that many and prevent that much damage. So she has a lot of cards that are about either stalling out characters or enemies or preventing damage because you're going to need to slowly build her up. But with that being said, there's actually one card I thought was very interesting. It's a support card, and it's Ejection Protocol. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Diva a little bit. But this is a support card that costs 0 to put it out, but you discard it, and then you exhaust each interface upgrade you control, set your hit points to 6, and then give your identity a tough status card, and then go into alter ego form. So you eject out of your suit, and that could be really good if you just take a bunch of damage and go down to 1. Then you can just eject out and heal 5 for free, and then go into alter ego and then heal that way, and then you can recover if you wanted to. Guess 2. You could theoretically recover because she has a recover of 4. Go up to 10, and then exhaust the suit because you're going to be exhausted anyway, and then just draw 2 cards. So I thought that was a pretty interesting card. But the other card that she has that's very useful, especially if you get it early on, is the Spider Command. You exhaust this and an interface upgrade or interface, and then that lets you draw a card. So that's pretty nice because you're pretty much going to use that card anyway to spend it for resources. But also as a secondary action, you can exhaust that card and discard a card from your hand to ready an interface upgrade. And this could be really, really good. So you might be thinking, oh my god, you're exhausting a bunch of stuff. Like, how does she do anything if she's always exhausted? Well, there is a couple ways around that. So first of all, let's talk about all her interface upgrades, and then I'll talk about, since all of them require it to be exhausted. But if there was one word I would use to describe Spider, it'd probably be versatile. Because she does have kind of an answer for everything. She does a little bit of everything pretty well. Again, 2, 2, and 2. And she has interface cards that make those better. So we'll start at the top. You can do Psychic Link. That one lets you, when they make a basic thwart, you exhaust this to gain +2 thwart. So this card alone makes a basic thwart a 4 thwart. That's really good. Then you have, and that costs 2 to bring out. Then you have Speed Metal Alloy. When they defend against an attack, you can exhaust the Speed Metal Alloy to give it +2, so that makes the defense 4. And then there's Web Fluid Compressor. When she does a basic attack, you can exhaust that to give it +2 to the attack. So these 3 interface cards alone essentially make her a 4/4/4, which is very, very good. And then on top of all that, you can get Host Spider out, which just lets you ready her. And I think any card that allows you to ready your hero a second time is very, very good because, I mean, a lot of times just being able to exhaust one time, it's like, okay, that's it. But if you can do it again, there's a lot of characters who can just, I mean, Quicksilver alone just is constant, exhausting, unexhausting to be disgusting. So what makes her insanely good is, I mean, like I said, she's a slow build. You want to get those defensive cards out to keep her alive, but she also has a pretty beefy health pool, so you're going to be doing all right. So once she gets these out, that's when her sync ratio comes in, where if you have these interface cards, you can just exhaust them as resources to be able to do a lot of stuff. Well, first of all, one of the better allies that I've seen is Venom. He gets a +1 thwart and +1 attack for each sim counter on her. And it's like, okay, well, what are sim counters? Whenever she enters play, you place a sim counter for each resource generated by the sync ratio. So you could essentially interface, and interface. You could spend all 4 of those to make Venom free, and then she comes in at a 5 thwart and 5 attack with only dealing 1 consequential damage. That is huge. That is like one of the most busted allies I've seen, because most of the time if they come in with that high attack, they kill themselves the next turn or something. So that's disgusting. Then, if, like I said, she's really good at a little bit of everything, you can do rapid deployment, remove 3 threat from a scheme. If you paid for this card using a resource generated by Spider, because you can just exhaust these as resources, you get to do that again. So you could, and it says remove 3 threat from a scheme, meaning you can do 2 different schemes or the same scheme and remove 6. So that's insanely good. On top of the fact that if you exhaust her to do something and you exhaust whatever it was, Psychic Link, that added thwart, you could potentially remove 10 threat from a scheme, which is pretty much everything. So there's that. Then you can do web trap. This is her major, big, all damage in one go card. It's kind of same thing as if it deals 5 damage to an enemy. If you paid for it using the sync ratio, then it stuns that enemy as well, which is also very good. So as you can tell, a lot of her usefulness is getting these interface cards out, and that's why her main ability, or not main ability, Aunt May and Uncle Ben, and it's not even an alter ego action, it's just an action. You can do it in whatever form to try and cycle to get these cards. Like, you basically want to burn through your deck if you're not drawing, which I like that. I like deck mitigation. It's not just, hope I draw them, like Black Panther kind of felt like. He didn't have a whole lot of ways of getting the Vibranium, or whatever card it was that let you use all the gear. So the fact that all these can be out at any given time, and they're not super expensive, and they could potentially be free for you to stun or mega thwart, is insane. So not only could you do all of that, then if you just have a burn card in your hand, which also I should point out, like 3 hand size, that's the lowest I've seen. I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's a lot of heroes at this point, but 3, that is nothing. Like, if you want to, like, a lot of characters, you holding on to cards, and then you were like, okay, I'll eventually get some cards I don't want to use. Yeah, not her. You are dying for cards, which is, it works, I think. But let's say, you exhaust all these to be able to pay for rapid deployment, or for web trap, or for Venom. You spend all 5 of your interface cards, or all 4, to be able to get Venom out. Well, then you play a burner card to play All Systems Go, and you ready each interface that you control. And she has quite a few of those. All Systems Go, maybe probably 3. So 1, 2. Yeah, so there's 3 total. I wonder if there's a rule to, if you can only have a max of 3 of the same card. I don't remember. But you could essentially have those, and that allows you to ready all of them again to just rinse and repeat. But it does have 2 abilities. Yeah, ready each interface, or you can search your deck and discard pile for an interface and add it to your hand. So if you really just don't want to burn through a lot of cards, you can just play that and then get it out. So not only do you have Host Spider that allows you to ready her so she can, you could attack and then use the Web Fluid Compressor, do 4 damage, and then you could do All Systems Go and ready it, and then do and then ready her again. She also has quite a few Limitless Stamina cards, which is also very interesting because it says you can only play this if you have at least 14 printed hit points. Which the way I read it was your character had to have 14 down here, not that you had to be at max health. But it just says ready your hero. And that cost 1, and she has a few of those in here. 3, I believe. Yep. 3 limitless stamina cards, so you could, not realistically, because like I said, she doesn't have a whole lot of card draws. She's all about kind of getting her suit completely figured out and then going from there. But still, being able to ready is always good. And then, even just other basic cards like Unshakable, like that's just great to have. You can only play it if you have at least 14 printed hit points, but you gain Steady, which means you have to be hit with a status effect twice. So you can't just get stunned by one effect. They would have to stun you again for that to take effect. So overall, I think she is extremely good. Like, she was kind of difficult to play. Like, I was trying to figure out how to utilize her, which it's been a while for some characters to come out that's like, oh, this is actually kind of a complex deck that's straight out of the box versus just, oh, okay, yeah, this hero is pretty straightforward. Because, like I said, she's a jack of all trades. She's pretty good at everything, but she's not really good at any one thing. She's not Groot, where she's taken no damage. She's not Gamora, where she's just comboing out the gate. She's not Captain Marvel, where she's just doing a shit ton of damage in one swing. So, and she's not wiping a lot of minions out. So, or thwarting all the time. Like, so, but she would be like a really solid support, where it's like, oh, I can't thwart this run. Oh, I can. I'm not doing a lot of damage this run. Oh, I can. I think that's a very good hero to have, where it's just like, oh, okay, how do I want to adapt to any situation that's coming my way? So, with that being said, like I always do, I like to see what my best... She's going to be hard, I think, because, I mean, she also has something else that's pretty good. This is Repurpose. You discard a tech upgrade you control, which is not a lot. Like, she doesn't have a whole lot of tech upgrades. But, like, if you're... I mean, pretty much her interface cards, besides the Host Spider, the Psychic Link, the Speed Metal Alloy, and the Web Fluid, is you can discard it, ready your hero, and choose Thwart, Attack, or Defense. Until the end of the round, you get plus X equal to its printed cost. So, you could theoretically get, if you're not thwarting a lot, you don't need to, you can get rid of Psychic Link to increase your attack by 2. So then you could realistically do a total of 6 damage if that was something. So, let's see. I'm gonna try and make her best possible hand in terms of damage. So if I did those, and then, man, it's kind of strange. Let's say I could probably get her to, if I was in alter ego mode, and let's say of course all these interfaces were out. Let's just say Venom was also out. This is realistically what you're looking at by the time she's really doing a whole lot of anything. So if I was in alter ego mode and then I did Aunt May, let's say I got fucking bomb-ass lucky and drew 3 spider cards, and then I exhausted the robot to draw 2, so I would be at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would have a hand size of 9. That would be her best max hand size. So, let's see. If I did that, yep, we'll go with that one. We'll go with that. And then, I think, probably that. How many cards do I have? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Interesting. We'll just see. We'll just see if that works. Okay, so you have all these out. Do I get all 3? I did. All right. So you're attacking. You go to attack. So you exhaust the suit. Remember, this is attached to that. And as you can see, I don't really understand why they have this, like, as an attachment to that. It seems like it's only for the alter ego side where that comes into play, because when you're in alter ego, then you exhaust this to draw 2 cards, and that's really it. There's like nothing else that means that you have to be in the suit to do something. So it's just kind of strange that they just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So if her alter ego is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, that's the best she could possibly have. So go to attack. That would be 2. You exhaust Web Fluid Compressor to do 4. She could actually potentially have 10 if you did the spider command, so sure, 10. Which means that would be exhausted. Anyway, so that is 4 damage 4, so then you exhaust. Let's see. You get rid of that to play Limitless Stamina to ready her again. 4. You exhaust these 2 to play, let's see, to play Web Trap. I'll just put that up there if you guys can see a Web Trap. That is 5 damage, which would stun the enemy. So we are at 9 total damage. 9 total damage. You probably discard, yeah, Limitless Stamina to play All Systems Go. Put those up here. All Systems Go to ready all these again. That's a location, but you ready that. So then you attack again with Web Fluid Compressor. So I said that was 4, so plus the 5, 9. Then 13 damage. 13 damage, you exhaust those 2 again to play your second Web Trap, which would be 5 more damage, so that's 18 damage. Then, yeah, I really think probably doing Limitless Stamina to play All Systems Go again to unexhaust all these. You exhaust Host Spider to ready her again, and then you attack again to be able to, that was, God damn it, 5, 9, then 4 again, that would be 13, 18, then 22 damage, then you exhaust that to play All Systems Go again, 22 damage, ready all these, then spend that to ready your suit, attack, Web Fluid Compressor, so that's another 4, so 26 damage. Well, actually, before that you would do Repurpose to get rid of Psychic Link to add 2 damage, so that would be 22 plus 6, so 28 damage total. Oh, and then Venom attacks for 5, so 32 total damage. If I did everything correctly and if literally everything went perfect for her, which again, that's extremely extremely lucky that would happen, but it just goes to show that it's realistically not impossible, especially if you're doing the All Systems Go to search for interface cards and you just have this kind of build. And that's the kind of really cool card play that I like. I think that the fact that she is pretty challenging to play is satisfying whenever you actually get her going. So, overall, I mean, I don't know shit about this character. Like, really? Like, SP and then //dir. I wonder if that actually means something in the comics or anything, or if it's just like a tech-savvy way to spell spider. And as far as I'm aware, well, I thought Ironheart was Ironheart's supposed to be like another version of Iron Man. I think Spider is supposed to be that kind as well, but first, I don't know what's going on anymore. But I think she's very cool, extremely versatile, and difficult to play, but challenging and in a fun way where she doesn't feel like she's useless. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Spider an 8. I think she's very good, and again, this is one where I could see some really just overall disgusting builds where she's just accentuated for all types of, the attack thwart and really decking her suit out. But yeah, that's Spider, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the character in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.